Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Isolation. This series is all about documenting trail builds, riding bikes, and trying to make life a little more fun during the pandemic. We're back out here at Sharknado today, and I finished the whale tail thing, the tight dirt whale tail. It's kind of cool. Like, I'm a bit nervous because it's so close together. Like I was saying in the last episode, it's really only like 2 bike lengths long. So you land on the landing zone, right away your front wheel's gonna be on the takeoff. And it's a pretty long gap into it, and I'm not quite sure how the speed is gonna work because the jump before it is definitely a reach still. It's not easy to clear. It's gonna be a little scary, but there's only one way to find out. Also, the landing is up on a stump, so let's go take a look at that. And here's the landing for it. It's pretty small. It's up on a fallen over tree. Definitely snipe. Like, everything about this line is sniper, and it's either gonna go 2 ways. Number one, it's gonna be really chill and work, but be like really fast and tight, or it's just not gonna work at all, and I'm gonna case everything. As you can see here, I'm in the center of the lily pad whale tail thing, and it's really tight, and I'm really concerned about speed for the reason that it's really soft. Like, you look at this dirt, it's very sandy. It was really fast to build, but it's almost like spongy. So I'm really concerned about like not carrying my speed throughout it. Another thing too is the gap on it is quite long. If you're coming into a gap out of it, that's about the same length as the gap into it. I decided to make it a bit longer this time from what I typically would. Like in the past, I would have made it a lot shorter coming out, but I had a habit in the past of like making things too small, and making stuff kind of a reach is always nice when it's fresh. I'm just worried it's gonna be soft all the time, even when it's like a year old. But there's only one way to find out. Let's go hit it and see how sketchy this is. One of the gnarliest things about Sharknado is the fact that all the jumps are so big and tight together that you can't actually start halfway up the line when you're filming anything. So right now we're shooting the new feature, which is pretty far down. I would say it's more than 3/4 of the way to the bottom from like how the trail will look when it's completed, and I have to hike all the way to the very top to be able to hit it because it's impossible to hit the stump gap, or any of the other gaps for that matter, without hitting the first jump to carry your speed for. So that's pretty crazy. And it's a lot more tiring because I gotta hike up to the very top every single time. All right, the moment of truth. Ooh, I haven't been on this bike in a while either. Okay. That was definitely slow. I was like in way too easy of a gear though, so I like went to pedal into it and just spun out. Oh, it's gonna be a reach. I don't know about you guys, but it's always the fear of the unknown that gets me. Like, I have all these big gaps and the stump gap and everything at the top, and then as soon as I get into that new section, it's sandy, it's slow, and I have no idea if the gaps are gonna work. And just like being unsure about it, not knowing what's gonna happen if I come up short, makes it all that much scarier. Okay, let's give this another go and hope it goes smooth. Oh, that's close. Look how much my tire sunk in when I hit that. It's so soggy. Oh man. I can't tell if the speed's there, and I'm really nervous to find out because look at that landing zone. There's like no room for error. I'm fully just like going into the back of a fallen over tree if I come up short. So at least like everything else on this line, even the stump gap has a little bit of give, you know, like there's some sort of case pad. This next hit has no case pad, and I don't really have like time to make a decision. I almost have to like tell myself I'm gonna come into this as aggressive as possible and then commit to the next hit. Most of the stuff I build, I like know it's probably gonna work. With this, I don't really know at all. It makes it a little scarier for sure, even though it's like probably like one of the smallest things I've built on this whole trail. Oh, time. I'm just gonna run back up there. Wasn't too hard of a gear.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Okay, well, I've taken 3 run-ins now, so I'm on my 4th try now, and I'm gonna see if it's possible to hit from the stump gap landing, because if I can avoid having to hike to the very top every time while I dial in this lily pad, that'll be awesome. I don't know if this will work. Should we see how the speed looks like?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can clear just that first one.
Yeah, I think that's worth a shot.
Okay. See how she goes. Oh.
Oh, oh, oh.
Oh.
I don't know how much of that I even captured.
What?
I don't know how much of that I even captured. Nope, not enough speed.
No.
That was like
Let's have a
handlebar
go.
to the chest.
Like I said, you have to start from the top every time.
Back to the top.
Back to the top. Well, I guess that was my punishment for being lazy. We're back up at the top now. This will be my 5th attempt and 4th attempt from the very top. All right, let's get after it. Oh yeah, it's so chill. That worked. The funny thing is, trying the hip jump from the stump gap landing was like 100 times gnarlier and more intense than that little thing. It works perfectly. It's actually like a little too short, which really surprises me because yeah, in the back of my mind I was thinking, okay, I'll case it, it's gonna suck, we'll rebuild it in a few feet and then hit it again. That'll be a day. But nope, it's actually perfect. So I think I'm gonna leave it, maybe thicken it up as it packs in over time, but for now it's good how it is. Let's just let it roll. It's funny, like, I feel like that the theme on this whole line has been, I'm really scared the first time I hit something new, and then it always works out like really well. Like even that lap, I ended up landing kind of drifted in the soft patch of dirt on the hip jump into these last 2 little hits on the lily pad. And then as soon as I like just committed to it, it was no problem. So I guess the moral of the story is just to always commit to your line and trust your own builds, because your speed judgment and your timing and all that sort of stuff gets better over time and practice. Look at the line on this landing too. Like I'm carving so hard. I think if I just rebuilt the takeoff and like re-angled it a little bit, it would set me up way more straight on for the berm here. So I'm not like forced to do like a big corner as I'm landing. And that's really gonna help me generate more speed. I feel like that's gonna add a lot of flow to this. So like there's an example of a little thing you can do to improve your build. Builds are never perfect first try, and like right here, this is even my 2nd try on this hit. The first time it was too long. I re-angled the landing, made it shorter, like shorter of a gap. It's still not quite perfect, but it's getting closer. So this is gonna take a little bit of fine tuning still, but I think we're gonna have like a really fast rolling section here in a few months. That's pretty good. The whole line's working top to bottom now. That is so sick. I'm pumped. It worked out well. It was nice to get that one extra smooth run down. Now we're gonna make the most of the day while we still have a little bit of light left and power out a lap or two out here. Okay, let's go ride. Oh, that's wet. Felt good to get a quick lap in after that sketchy session on Sharknado. I also rode that trail pretty sketchy too. Like that is definitely kind of the scariest run I've ever had down that over those rocks. Getting slippery. I'm running like a really high PSI right now. For some reason, like I got the cush core in the tire back here and it won't deflate at all. Like it's still stuck at 40 PSI. So I think I just got to get the tire off somehow and play around with the cush core because it's terrifying riding wet rocks at that high of a PSI. It is pretty gnarly. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you want to be featured at the end of any of these episodes, then go to the link in the description here, join that group folder, sign up for it, upload your content, and then I can download it and throw you at the end of the next video. Here's this week's submissions. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Got it.